Ah yes, Los Santos, the place where griefers, grinders, screaming children, and people with no lives love to be. In this video we're going to go over 50 tips. I will try and explain them as quick as I can. We'll be going over business tips, heist tips, and general free mode tips. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Nightclub tips. Tip 1. Always keep your nightclub on private. This is so you can run through everything a lot easier, without any bullshit people in the way. This won't affect your popularity level any different. Isn't that right, Keith? Tip 2. When it comes to assigning your technicians, always do these 5 businesses. Leave out organic produce and printing and copying. These 2 are the worst and the least profitable. Tip 3. Don't you just hate it when you walk into your nightclub and it tells you to take a VIP home? Me too. But the good news is you don't have to do that. Instead, you could just rebook a DJ to get your popularity back up. And the good news is, when your nightclub is on private, as mentioned earlier, you don't have to witness the stupid cutscene. Tip 4. If you tip the bathroom attendant 577 times, you unlock the Epsilon robes. So if you're a fan of these garments, then I'd say go for it. Tip 5. Personally for me, it's always best to sell your goods when you have under 90 crates. This is so you can deliver your cargo in a Speedo custom. Anything more than 90 and then you're driving this monstrosity. Although actually now that I look at this I think this looks worse. Agency tips. Tip 6. With the security contracts in your agency, you should definitely finish at least 201. If you manage to complete 201, you'll get at least 20k a day in your safe, maximising your passive income. Tip 7. I mentioned this in my previous video, but you can call your mechanic from your agency and request any vehicle you want. I think this tip is pretty neat because you can just get a head start before you go outside. I don't even know why I picked this car. Auto shop tips. Tip 8. If there's a contract on the board that you don't want, there is a way you can reset the board without having to do the contract. First, just pick any contract. Once you've done that, go off the board. Don't start any missions. Then just step outside, call Santa, and then cancel the contract job. Once you've done that, just walk back in. And then when you return to the board, the contract would have changed. The Union Depository contract is the best paying and also the best one in general, so always go for this one. Tip 9. When you're customizing the customer vehicles, always deliver them yourself for the best profit. And if the location you're trying to deliver it to is too far, just find a new session. The car will just spawn back in the garage. And when you do the mission again, the location will be somewhere different. Or, if you're unlucky, it will be the same one. Tip 10. Always upgrade your cars in the auto shop. You get 5% discount off all purchases. The only downside is you can't sell vehicles here. Hangar tips. Tip 11. When you finish a source mission, you can bypass the cooldown. Once you get mission complete, all you have to do is close the game, boot up story mode, and then go back to online. But when you go back online, it's best to go in invite only session, because these lobbies load faster. Tip 12. When you're sourcing for cargo, always pick narcotics. And pick the land missions, it's much better than the air. Tip 13. You can fast travel to Los Santos Airport by interacting with the blue poster on the wall. It loads very quickly, and if your hangar is in Fort Zancudo, this is very beneficial. Biker tips. Tip 14. If you're new to buying biker businesses, it's always good to buy these 2 first, and then this one shortly after. The other 2 businesses don't really pay well. Tip 15. When you're going to sell your supplies, avoid the trash truck and the post-op van. These vehicles are incredibly slow and absolutely time consuming. Bunker tips. Tip 16. You unlock some pretty cool stuff when you unlock tier 1, 2 and 3 with all weapons. If you get tier 1 in all weapons on the shooting range, you unlock metallic gold and metallic platinum for your Mark II weapons, which you still have to pay for. If you unlock all tier 2 stars, you'll get increased capacity on all your throwables. And if you get tier 3 in every weapon, you unlock some caps, tees and hoodies. Tip 17. When delivering your excess weapon parts, you can use the Iron Mule to make it a lot more easier. The Iron Mule is only 1.7 million and easily one of the most useful helicopters in the game. Using this will make solo grinding a lot easier. Tip 18. Depending on which cell mission you get, you can also use the Iron Mule for this as well. This vehicle is just an absolute godsend for solo grinders. General tips. Tip 19. Don't you hate it when NPCs are calling you and you can't cancel the call? Yes, we're looking at you, Dave. Well, all you have to do is pause the game, then unpause the game, and this will bypass the call. Tip 20. If you really want to be a cheapskate and avoid paying your bills, then every 45 to 48 minutes if you find a new session, you don't have to pay your bills. I know some of you out there are pretty stingy. Tip 21. If your vehicle is impounded, you can call your assistant to get it for you. Not only will they get it out, but they'll also bring it to you. Tip 22. There's a really good website to locate collectibles on GTA. I'll post it on the screen right now. This website is mobile friendly as well, and has a good checkoff system for your collectibles. Tip 23. Pressing triangle will completely back you out of your phone, instead of you having to keep pressing circle. This also works for computers in your businesses as well. Tip 24. When you call your mechanic for a vehicle, always face the direction where you don't want your car to spawn. So for example, if you want it here, then look over here.
It's coming at you.
Tip 25. Switching sessions to check on your businesses is the quickest way to do it. Just go into preferences and then change your spawn location. Once you've done that, just press find new session, then invite only session. And this takes about 10 seconds. Tip 26. If you have a wanted level and you're at the cop's site, switching masks will take away 1 star. Tip 27. If you sit in the back of a taxi and leave your screen like this, you will never get kicked from the session. This is very useful if you're waiting for passive income or waiting for your businesses to grow. Tip 28. If you spin the wheel on GTA and get something that you don't like, you could just close the game and try again, because there's nothing worse than getting stupid clothing. Tip 29. If you can, try and do the stash houses every single day. Doing so will completely refill any of your businesses. And if you want to refill a certain business, then I recommend shutting some of your businesses down. For example, I used to keep my bunker and my acid lab open. The reason I did this is because the bunker pays the most out of the stash houses, and the acid lab fills up the quickest. Tip 30. Daily and weekly cash grabs. Do them. You can get 100k a day by doing the animal photos, roughly 20k a day for G's cash, 50k a day for the energy time trial, 50k a day for the bandito time trial, although I think you need to own one to do this, I could be wrong, 30k daily for Madrazo's hits, 100k a week for the normal time trial, and 250k a week for the HSW time trial. And the best part about these is that they're so easy to do, so I highly recommend it. Tip 31. You can actually board a tram on GTA and use it as transport. It's a cool feature and not many people talk about it. Is this a unique mode of transport? Yes. Is it quicker than driving? Absolutely not. Tip 32. You can install coloured headlights at the arena or garage, as well as the LS car meet. I thought I'd throw this tip in because I was quite surprised to know that some of my friends did not know about this, but if you didn't know, then you do now. Tip 33. If you're chilling in free mode and you're driving up to randoms, it's a good idea to hover over passive mode. That way if they try something sneaky, you can quickly just enable it. Casino heist tips. Tip 34. When doing the casino heist, it's always good to alternate between silent and sneaky in the big con. In the long run, these two heists pay the best, which you could then also alternate between hard mode, which then pays you more anyway. Tip 35. When it comes to hacker percentages, it really matters what you choose. Now, no matter if you're doing silent and sneaky or the big con, both of these must be on 5% so you can make the most profit. Now for the hacker, it depends what you're stealing. If you're stealing paintings and one of you's good at hacking, then you should definitely do 7%, because you can definitely steal all the paintings within this time. If you're stealing gold, then you should go for 9%, as gold takes longer to loot. Tip 36. When doing silent and sneaky, you should do the setups that I'm pointing at right now. And for the big con, you only want to focus on this one. I'd recommend to do the exit disguise if you don't have the high roller outfit unlocked. Tip 37. On silent and sneaky, you can loot the side vault twice, once on the way in, and then loot in the vault again on the way out. It's a pretty good trick that most people don't know. This doesn't work on the big con, however. Tip 38. In the casino heist, you can run in front of the cameras as long as it's not for longer than 5 seconds. Most people think you just get caught straight away, but majority of the time you could just run right through. Tip 39. Once you've left the casino after the heist, if you come to this location here, there is a chopper, which makes the heist so much easier. Tip 40. When you're finding out the vault contents for the casino, if you get something that you don't like, for example cash, then there is a way to shuffle it. First you need to scope the contents, then once you've done that, before you leave the casino, give Lester a call. Then press cancel the diamond casino heist. Once you've done that, you leave the casino. And then once you get back to your casino board, the contents would have changed. Or sometimes it does stay the same. There is a 33% chance that will happen. Tip 41. The best approach to do for the big con is security tunnel and staff lobby for exit. And when you're doing silent and sneaky, it's best to have staff lobby as both entrance and exit. Tip 42. If your arcade is located in this particular location, there's a quicker way in if you just turn right and go in here and crash into this wall. It automatically puts you in. This is useful if you're trying to complete the heist faster. Tip 43. When you're running with gold, you're really slow and you can't even jump. If you get yourself killed after you loot the vault and restart, you'll be able to run and jump again. General tips, part 2. Tip 44. If you have Reddit, then I recommend you look at the GTA Online subreddit. With this, it will give you a list of all the weekly bonuses and discounts. And even better, they usually post it on there one day before it comes out on GTA. Tip 45. It doesn't matter how fast you are, if you go into character selection and select a random character and then cancel, your car will stop straight away. Tip 46. When you finish doing your MC stuff, always leave it straight away. By doing this, your businesses won't get raided. Tip 47. If you're a low level and you've just started the game, come to the Freak Shop location here. You'll have access to a Mark II's weapon bench, giving you a head start for some powerful gear. Tip 48. If you hold up on the D-pad straight away, it will automatically accept the invite, like so. Tip 49. Going into stealth mode with your cooler or your Raiju takes 2 stars away from your wanted level. Tip 50. I forgot to mention this earlier, but when you do Hangar source missions, use the Raiju. The Raiju is one of the fastest aircrafts in the game, plus with the hovering mode it's easy to land and pick stuff up. Which unfortunately brings us to the end of the video. If you learned something new or you enjoyed this content, I'd appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. Or don't, I mean, I can't tell you how to live your life. Anyway, this has been iKills and I will see you in the next one.